Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're gonna get a little bit fancy with this Samsung Galaxy M42 5G, and we're gonna crack this bad boy open and see what makes it beep boop. Let's see if it's an easy repair or Samsung glued everything shut tighter than my mouth. So first, let's see. Yeah, it's back. Yeah, ignore this tape. It's actually brown, not too brown, but it's still brown. So the back panel is actually clearly made of plastic, so it's less likely to shatter than your grandma's favorite vase. So we can just use heat gun to loosen the adhesive inside and see how it's loosening. So let me take this heat gun. Yes, it looks like a sound card, but it is heat gun, trust me. And let me just do some shit. Okay, it's done. And to pry it open, I'm gonna use this thing. No, it's not for murder, it's meant to pry up obscure smartphones which are already pried up. It's pretty easy to open, and you can see we can see its internals pretty clearly. Now let's just say bye bye to this back panel, and now we can clearly see a bunch of Phillip head screws holding it together. So more screws than a furniture store on some national holidays, I guess. Now let's take those screws out of this guy from our sponsor, which is Amazon Basics. It has the best screwdriver ever made, and you can magnet it. And it's magnetic. You just have to turn on it, and then it's done. It's magnetic now. You can just do ding, and it should come out. Well, if it doesn't come out, try another screw. Maybe that would come out. See? See. It just comes out like butter. Now do it with every screw into existence, and let's remove this one by a little bit pressure. Yes, see, simple as shit. Now let's do some shit and remove all the screws. So all the screws removed after like fighting for it for past 69 hours, and now it's time to lift this frame. Oh, there she is. The insides of M42. We can already see some interesting components, and just don't judge it by its looks. It's all about what's on inside, unlike some dating profiles I have seen. So safety first. Before we go any further, we should disconnect the battery. Yes, that actually almost pulled out this frame, but let's just ignore that. So, and we use a spudging tool to gently pry up and disconnect the battery. And our spudging tool is literally a knife. Yes, don't try this at home, because you're gonna destroy your battery definitely with this knife. First, let's just remove this main board out of this cable, and whoa. Oh, hope this didn't blast. It's a solid thing, and we can use this in like next bomb blast or some shit. But let's remove this sub cable too. And what does us? It technically asks you to subscribe, so hell yeah. And it actually kind of communicates the main board with this sub board, which also contains a charging port. This thing, the round 3.5mm jack, yes, you don't find it on newer phones. And also this shit right here, you can just remove it like this, and it reveals this. This is actually the fingerprint scanner, the ones located on the side of the phone, but actually it's in the display, so it's like an inner display fingerprint scanner. And it's very easier to remove, I mean literally. But if it was on the side of the phone, it would be just difficult to remove. And now, to make this more interesting, let's see this. So this has like a 4 camera setup, quad cam setup, and we can just not carefully disconnect this all camera, so that flies away. So this has to be a macro camera, or a depth sensor for portrait. It's a kind of old device, so it does have a depth sensor for portrait, and this has to be the macro camera. Yes, this is the macro camera. And to remove other things on the back, like to remove this 2 cameras, and yeah, we can also remove the front camera from here. Yes, so this is the front camera, and also we disconnected the ripping cable for display. This actually connects main board to the subboard, and this octa thing right here actually directly connects it to display, which is kind of cool. And if we talk about other things, so we have a speaker right here. It's literally a speaker, it's an earpiece speaker, and we could just, I think, remove it with a little pressure. And yeah, so this has no cables, it just directly, it's like sort of what I can say, contact points which you have on the speaker, which gets contacted with this board right here. And let's move it back to see some more interesting stuff. And first we have to disconnect the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth antennas. Okay, fuck it, I'm gonna use this. Yoink, yoink. Okay. So now we can just remove these 2 cables. We don't need it after all. And best music ever made. Wow, the music is now gone. So now we can just remove the board, and after like removing multiple cables, we can actually see the brain of the phone. So this brain, you can see some processor. So processor is like technically here. You can see its RAMs and stuff, and here are its 2 cameras. So this or this is an ultra wide camera. It's, I think, 5 megapixel. And also this one, this is the main camera, and it, I think, has OIS. Let me just see. Yeah, it does have OIS. So it's a 48 megapixel main camera image sensor or some shit with OIS. And if we see this carefully, here this has to be Snapdragon's 778G. It's a 5G processor, and it's a mid-range processor, which you can expect from a mid-range phone, definitely. And yeah, it's still probably faster than my brain trying to remember the grocery list. Also, we can see this thing is nothing but I think the storage. It's a NAND flash chip, eMMC storage, and we literally have nothing else. This has to be the RAM. This is the whole SoC, by the way. This has to be the SIM card tray. And the last part, which is this sub board, it contains the Type-C port for charging the, again mentioned, old ass headphone jack or some shit. And yeah, the last thing left on our this is the vibrator motor, which I think we could just, yeah, remove it. It also connects with contact points, no need of anything. And this is the whole display. We can see a few cracks, I mean that's due to me. We can actually see through this part. I mean, you can't clearly see through it, but you have to see through it. And I have another phone, so maybe this could show, but yeah, there's clearly a hole and you can see through this mildly. And also this too, because this is a little hole in the display, and this too. It's nothing but for the fingerprint sensor which we have right in this phone. And there you have it. This is the Samsung Galaxy M42 on this channel, I guess. Remember, disassembling your phone is tricky and voids your warranty. So don't do it. It actually voids your warranty faster than you can say oops. So unless you're comfortable tinkering, and leave repairs to professional, and don't be like me trying to fix your own toaster with duct tape. But hey, if you're curious about the inner workings of a phone, this teardown hopefully gave you a glimpse. And thank you guys, I guess. This has to be the shittest video I've ever made. And if you enjoyed this, smash the like and subscribe for more like tech shit. And see you next time. And remember, don't try this at home unless you have a fire extinguisher and a good sense of humor. Thank you.